So my name is Akudede. Welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, it's lovely to have you. But if you're old, hey boo, it's nice to have you back. Today we're going to make this delicious, easy recipe. And it's the stew. We're going to make Fante stew. The stew originates from the central region of Ghana. The process of cooking it is very easy and simple, but the aroma and the taste is delicious. So stay with me and let's make this easy breezy stew, okay? Usually those who make it use red snapper, but I don't have that. I have tilapia available, so that is what I'm going to use today. So I'm cutting my tilapia into my desired sizes. So for the full one, I like to cut it into 4 to make it easy to cook, because I don't want the stew to stay on fire for too long. It's supposed to cook in no time. So once I've cut all of my fish, I'm going to clear the plate and then start blending my spices to season my fish. Yes, I season my fish. This is very different from how others make theirs. But I like to season my fish with some ginger, garlic, some onions, and then some yellow scotch bonnet. I'm going to blend all of this into a paste, and then I'm going to pour it over the meat. I'm not going to let it sit for too long, no. I'm going to start cooking my stew right after, and then when I need it, it's just going to go in there. So it's going to be sitting for about just 10 minutes or so, yes. So my paste is ready. I poured it over my fish, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt over this, just a little bit, because there's going to be more salt in the stew, and you don't want it to have too much salt. The reason why I season my fish for a while is because it's fresh fish, and I don't like the fresh taste after or when it's cooked. I want to still have some flavor in the fish. So the paste I'm putting over it is going to bring some flavor and some nice beautiful taste into the fish. Now that that is done, I'm going to start chopping my ingredients, the rest of my ingredients for the stew. So I have some ginger and some garlic. That's the rest of the ginger and garlic I had. I'm going to chop all of this, and I'm going to blend everything together. Now I'm going to blend this without water, because you don't want to incorporate too much water into the stew. There's water in onions and there's water in tomatoes. So what I'm doing is, I don't like to blend my ginger whole because it's going to take a while to blend. So when you chop it into pieces, it's easy for it to blend very well. So I've quartered my onions, and then I'm going to quarter my tomatoes as well. Here I'm using only fresh ingredients. I'm also going to add some scotch bonnet peppers to it to make it more delicious and add more flavor. Now if you notice, I left some of my onions. Yes, I'm going to add it later to the stew for garnishing and then for some crunch. So I'm going to put all of these into the blender. What I do is to add my ginger and garlic to the bottom, and then my onions, and then my scotch bonnet peppers. Now I'm doing it in this order because it takes a while for ginger and garlic to blend. So it's better for them to be under so that they can blend really nice and smoothly. Now I'm chopping the rest of my onions, and I'm going to set this aside for later. While blending my tomatoes or my mix, I don't let it blend too much. Now I don't want it to be too smooth, neither do I want it to be too rough. I want it to be in between this. I'm going to show you how it's looking right now and how I like to have mine. If you want yours very smooth, you can go ahead and have it really smooth, but this is just perfect for me. So in a clean pan, I'm going to add some palm oil, and once that is hot, I'm going to add my vegetable mix to it. So I'm going to leave it in here to cook for just a while, about 3 minutes, and I'm going to introduce my fish to it. So just pour everything into the oil and then give it a nice stir. At this moment, you should be having some nice flavors coming out and teasing your tummy and all that cool stuff, you know. In the meantime, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload a new content. Now I've added some dry basil into my stew, and I added some white pepper as well, and then some shrimp stock cube. Finally, I'm adding some salt, and then some blended dry shrimp. Yes, this is going to add a lot more deliciousness and flavor to our stew. So give it a good mix and then let it cook for a little bit, about a minute or so, and then we can add our fish. So at this point, feel free to stir it very well, because when we put our fish into it, we won't be able to stir as much anymore. So do well to stir it very well. And then at this point, we can add our fish gently. It looks a bit fast because I made the video a little fast, but just go gentle and then drop your fish into your sauce. If there are any videos you'd like me to film for this Christmas, please let me know in the comment section below. Leave all questions in the comment section below and I'm going to answer them. Give me ideas of videos to film for our Christmas so we can have a merry good Christmas together, okay? And also I'll be leaving all the ingredients in the description box below, so please check them out, get your stuff together and cook some delicious Fante stew, okay? Yes. So it's been about 2 minutes since I put the fish in there. I'm going to give it a quick shake. Now be gentle so you don't splash the stew on yourself, because it's very hot. You don't want to mess yourself up. And I'm also dropping some fresh thyme into the stew. This is going to add a lot more flavor and aroma to our dish. Now it's been 4 minutes since I added my fish to the stew. So what I'm going to do is gently flip over my fish. The usual recipe, people don't flip the fish or touch it with a ladle until it's done. But I want the other side to cook as well, because there are spices on the other side and I want all of it to incorporate into the stew. So what I do is, I don't let the fish cook through before I try flipping it. Just a little bit of heat touching the side and then I flip it over to the other side. That way the fish remains intact, without hairs or without alterations, okay? So from then, I'm not going to stir it again. I'll just be shaking turning the stew through, just shaking the pan a little bit to turn the stew to make sure that it's not burning whatsoever. Now, finally, give your stew a nice taste. If the salt and everything is okay, just add some onions on top, and then you're going to cover it and let the heat cook it a little bit more, and our stew is ready. Simple, right? Yes, this is very, very easy. So Fante is usually had with some soft etil, but I'm not a big fan of etil. I like my banku because I'm a guy and Kobo girl. So I like my banku like banku. Okay, so this is banku. I'm serving myself now with some juicy, delicious Fante. Now look at how beautiful this stew looks. Whilst I was cooking this food, my husband came and was like, the aroma is so good, your stew is smelling so nice. Yes, it is like that. And the thyme made the difference. Okay, the fresh thyme I put on top there, it made a whole lot of difference. This is easy, delicious, and refreshing because it's made of mainly fresh ingredients. Okay, so you can have your Fante with banku, and imagine Fante with some soft, fresh Fante Oricodo and Kasa. So you can use it for Fante kenke, gari, some boiled yam or plantain. I mean, the list goes on and on. Some rice, some soft, fluffy, plain or white rice. It is delicious and it's amazing. So today, my home, I'm having banku, and my housemates or my people, my husband and children, are having ripe plantain. I'm so glad you enjoyed this video just as much as I did. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy the holidays and enjoy cooking. See you next time. Bye.